Day 8. Divion to Péronne, 92 kilometres. Frosty start, historic roads, and a €20 day. Today's ride took me 92 kilometres from Camping du Domaine de la Biette in Divion to Camping Le Brochet in Péronne. The day began with frost covering the ground. It eventually warmed up, but only slightly. By the end of the ride, it was cold once again. It definitely wasn't a day for cycling in shorts. In yesterday's video, I mentioned that I would be reaching Reims today. Unfortunately, I was a little optimistic. Reims is still a few days away. Progress has been slower than I'd hoped because my bike doesn't have a low enough granny gear. On every steep climb, I'm forced to get off and push. To make matters worse, my rear pannier rack has started rattling loose and occasionally rubs against the back tire, adding another problem to solve on the road. The first 45 kilometers from Divion to Arras took me through gently rolling countryside. After a few climbs leaving Divion, the route settled into quiet country roads winding through small villages. Endless fields of wheat, barley and rapeseed stretched across the landscape, and with very little traffic, it was peaceful riding. Arras was undoubtedly the highlight of the day. Its magnificent Flemish-Baroque squares are some of the most beautiful I've seen so far, lined with elegant buildings, cafes and bustling streets. Arras is one of northern France's great historic cities, famous for its UNESCO-listed Belfry and its important role during the First World War. It's definitely somewhere I'd like to return to and explore properly. Leaving Arras behind, the ride towards Bapaume became the easiest cycling of the trip so far. Long straight roads crossed vast agricultural plains with hardly a tree in sight. Fortunately, I had a strong northerly wind pushing me along, allowing me to make excellent progress. Every so often, I'd pass through a small farming village. Beyond Bapaume, the atmosphere changed noticeably. This section of the Via Francigena is steeped in history. I cycled through landscapes that were once the front line during the First World War, passing military cemeteries, memorials to the Battle of the Somme, and peaceful farmland that hides such a tragic past beneath its fields. It was impossible not to reflect on the enormous sacrifices made here little more than a century ago. After a long day in the saddle, I was relieved to arrive in Péronne and discover a campsite for only €12. It felt like a bargain. The campsite is a simple municipal site with only basic facilities, but after a cold day's ride, the warm shower felt like pure luxury. One unexpected highlight of the evening was meeting a Spanish-speaking gentleman. After several days in a region where almost everyone speaks only French, it was wonderful to have a proper conversation again. Péronne itself is a fascinating town in the Somme region of northern France. It is known around the world as one of the principal centres of First World War remembrance, and is home to the outstanding Histoire de la Grande Guerre Museum, which tells the story of the war from an international perspective. Today's expenses came to just €20. Campsite, €12. Food, chili con carne and corned beef, €8. Days like today remind me that traveling across Europe doesn't have to be expensive. There's always a trade-off between comfort and cost, but I'd much rather experience this incredible journey on a tight budget than never experience it at all. Every kilometre, every challenge and every new place makes the adventure worthwhile. Tomorrow I continue north towards Laos and hopefully Reims the day after.